Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 6th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have studied the topic that is the living organisms, characters and habitat. That is ninth topic we have completed. Then we have studied the different characteristics of the living organisms and the place where the living organisms are surviving, that is called as the habitat. And third, we have studied the adaptation, that is the special features of the living organisms which enables them to adjust with that environment. And we have studied the different terms, the aquatic habitat and terrestrial habitat. We have studied the different types of habitats and the components of habitat we have studied, that is biotic component and abiotic component. And also we have studied the different the habitats like the grassland habitat, the adaptations of animals and plants to the grassland habitat, the adaptations of animals and plants to the terrestrial habitat, that is forest habitat, the adaptations of plants and animals to the mountain habitat, and also the adaptations of animals and plants to the aquatic habitat we have studied. Along with that, we have studied in the last class about the characteristics of the living organisms. Yes. Next, dear students, now we are going to discuss the remaining, the last part of this topic, that is called as the exercise. Exercise. We will study, dear students. For that, all should have to open the textbook, and whatever I am telling you, you have to mention the points there in your Facebook or in a separate notebook. Yes, the very first question, that is, what is habitat? I dictated on the board, and next it is very easy definition. Habitat. What is habitat? Habitat means the place on the land, the place on the earth where the living organisms are survived. The place on the earth where the living organisms are survived, that place is called as the habitat. Understood? Habitat means the place on the earth, where the living organisms are survived. Yes. Next, dear students, how are cactus adapted to survive in the desert? See, adaptations of desert plants that we have discussed, how the cactus is adapted. See here in your textbook, he has given in the page number desert habitat, the very first one. Desert plants are very low, plants lose very little water through the transpiration, the leaves of the desert. The page number 83. Page number 83, he has given. See the definition. The leaves in the desert plants are either absent, very small, or they are in the form of spines. Yes. The next, dear students, after this one, the leaves through the leaves. See, they helps reduce the loss of water. Yes, these adaptations in the page number 83 that you have to write. I will tell you the leaves of the plants are absent or very small, or they covered with the spines like cactus having the very short spines. And see what happens. And they are the leaves of the plants of the desert. They are covered with a waxy layer that prevents the transpiration of water or the evaporation of water through the leaves. That prevents the evaporation of water. And next, what happens? The roots are longer, very long roots are there. They will move in the deeper part of the soil to search of water. Yes. The next, these are the characteristics of the desert plants. Isn't it? That you are right, we have mentioned the term. Next, you come to the fill in the blanks. The third question. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. The very first one The very first one, that is third, fill in the blanks. The presence of specific features which enables the plants and animals to live in a particular habitat is called as adaptation. That is adaptation. A should be smaller. Adaptation. It means the presence of special features which enables a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called as adaptation. In the dash we have write adaptation. A. Second, B. See, the habitats of the plants and animals that live on the land is called dash habitat. That is terrestrial habitat. This one is terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial. First one, adaptation. The second one is, that is, the habitats of the plants and animals that live on the land is called terrestrial habitat. Yes. Next, dear students, see it one. Here, the habitat of the plants, animals. The habitat of the plants and animals that live in water are called dash habitat. See, the correct answer is aquatic habitat. See, the habitats of the plants and animals that live in water are called aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat. Yes. Deep one. The soil, water and air are the dash factor of the habitat. Soil, water and air are the dash factors of the habitat. The components of the habitat that you have studied. Biotic habitat and biotic component and abiotic component. Soil is abiotic, that is non-living. Soil, water and air, these are the non-living component. That's why we can say that abiotic component. Abiotic factors. Yes. E2. The changes in the surrounding that make us respond to them are called stimuli. Stimuli. The page number, see here is given. Page number 89. Stimuli. Stimuli. Yes. Stimuli. First answer adaptation. Second one is terrestrial. The third one is aquatic. Fourth one abiotic. Abiotic. The fourth one is stimuli. Isn't it? These are the correct options of fill in the blanks. Next, dear students, which of the things in the following list are non-living? That is abiotic. Fluff, non-living. You have to mention fluff, non-living. Mushroom, living. Sieving machine, non-living. Radio, non-living. Boat, non-living. Water, hence non-living. The earth one, living. Yes, that is fluff, non-living. Mushroom, living. Sieving machine, Sewing machine, that is non-living. Radio, non-living. Wood, non-living. Water, hyacinth, that is non-living. Earthworm, living. Isn't it? Give an example of the non-living things which shows any two characters of living things. That is, which shows, that is vehicles, that shows the movements, but they are non-living things. He is going to tell us, give two examples, give two non-living things which shows any two characters of the living thing. That is, first one is movement, that is vehicles, isn't it? Vehicle only, that is buses, tractor and all. These are the showing the movement. Next, the another example, they shows the movements. Next, one example you write, later I will tell you. Which of the non-living thing list below were once part of a living thing? See, in the below he has given some parts, some terms, and we have to be in which of the non-living things listed below which were the part of living things. Butter is a part of living thing. Butter. The next, leather is also part of living. Soil is not. Wool is a part of living things. Electric bulb, non-living things, is not a part of. Coconut oil, part of living things. Salt, non-living things. Apple, living things. Rubber, living things, part of living things. See, they are the non-living things. Butter is a non-living thing. Leather is a non-living thing. Soil, all these are the non-living things. But they are obtained from the living components. See, first one, butter, that is obtained from the milk. Milk is obtained from the animals. That is, butter is obtained from the living component. Leather, which is obtained from the skin of the animals. That is, animals are the living things. Soil, it is non-living thing. Wool, it is obtained from the sheep and goat. The hairs of the sheep and goat, that is the living component. It is obtained from the living component. Electric bulb, non-living component. Coconut oil, it is obtained from the coconut. Coconut from the coconut plant. Coconut plant is a living component. Then salt, it is a non-living component. Apple is obtained from the apple plants. Rubber is obtained from the rubber plant. Rubber plant. Yes. The next, dear students, the next question. List the common characteristics of the living organism. List the common characteristics of the living organisms. The very first one, all living organisms needs food for the survival. First character, all living organisms needs food for the survival. All living organisms shows movements. All living organisms shows growth and development. All living organisms reproduce young ones. All living organisms respire. Yes, all living organisms show circulation. Isn't it? These are the characteristics. The first one is all living organisms shows all living organisms needs food for the survival. All living organisms respire. They take oxygen and gives carbon dioxide. Yes, they need food. From the food they will get the energy. And next, all living organisms excrete the waste material in the body. The wastes are produced. These wastes are removed out from the body. Yes, the waste products. The next, after this one, all living beings reproduce young ones. It means all living beings, they produce the young ones. The human being produces the children. Yes, plants, they will produce the seeds. From the seeds again they will get the new plants. The young ones, all living organisms reproduce young ones. Yes, then all living organisms shows movements except plants. Yes, next, all living organisms shows growth. When we get birth, our height was very short. The plants also, when we sow in the soil, when we sow the seed in the soil, when it germinates, its height was very smaller, and next when it grown a tall tree into tall tree, that is growth will occur in the living organisms, but in the non-living things the growth will not occur. Yes, all living organisms excretes the waste material from their body. After this one, all living organisms shows the response to the stimuli. Shows the response to the stimuli. How the response to they are giving the response. See what happens where somebody is pinching. We will take our hand back. It means we are showing the response to the stimuli. Isn't it? These are the characteristics of the living organisms. Next question. Explain why the speed is important for the survival in the grassland for the animals that live there. Hint, there are few trees or places for the animals to hide in the grasslands. See what happens, dear students. Deer is an animal. Deer is an animal which is present in the grasslands. See what happens? It feeds on the grasses, and other wild animals are present like lion, tiger, and cheetah. That is, they feeds on the herbivorous animals like grass-eating animals, like deer. What happens? The deer is fed by the lion and tiger to protect them from the predators. To protect them from the predators, the deer has to run fastly, and they are having the light weight compared to that animals. And next, they are having the eyes on either side to observe, to see the predators around them. And next, even that plants are heavy plants are present, large size plants are present, that is unable to hide. See what happens in the grass? Short grasses are present in the grasslands. What happens? By which the prey can identify. Isn't it? That's why what happens? In deer, what happens? The muscles are there that helps for them to run. Yes, that's all about the exercises of this topic, that is organisms, habitats and their habitats and all. Isn't it? Here we have completed the topic.